But in the short term, I've got a competition. I've got a tournament coming up, the Keystone Classic down in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. What's up, motivators? Welcome back. It's Kevin. This is Pure Bullfit, and I may have bitten off more than I can chew. If you have questions about the Hawaiian shirt, it is a balmy 53 degrees here in Bangor, and it's a little too warm to put sleeves on. So I'm just trying to dress comfortably. But as far as how I've bitten off more than I can chew, well, I recently took on a third strength sport. If you know me, you know my history, you know strongman is my first love in strength sports, always will be, for the difference that it made in my life when I thought that after getting hurt and having to leave the Marine Corps, that I was never going to be strong again. I was never going to be able to have full control over my body, and strongman changed that for me. The folks at East Coast, West Coast Strength and Conditioning out there in California changed that for me. And after that, I fell in love with powerlifting, one, because it's simpler, and two, because strongman doesn't have a really big presence here in Central Maine. So now I compete and coach in powerlifting, and I love it. But I decided to add that third sport to the list, and that is arm wrestling. Originally, I believed because it couldn't possibly compete or be an issue with strongman or with powerlifting because it uses different muscles. I was wrong. My arms, one day removed from practice, only a month in, hurt so bad. Brushing my teeth hurts. Lifting my coffee cup hurts. It's changed the way that I can train. I've got to wait until frickin' Wednesday before I can work chest because my elbows hurt so bad. And I have been assured that this is going to fade in time, that I'll build the tendon strength, etc., etc. So how did I get into this mess? Well, I originally followed Noah, one of our local athletes, to his first tournament in arm wrestling. He got an interest in it, and as with all of our athletes over at Adams 24/7 Fitness here in Bangor, Maine, we try to support them. If we can make it to their tournament, we're going to go, we're going to record them, we're going to cheer for them, and we're going to show them the investment and the value that we find in them so that they'll continue to love their sport and continue to try to achieve their best and constantly beat the older versions of themselves. So I was there, and I was just overwhelmed by the electrifying atmosphere, by the sense of community, the support that people gave each other, even folks that were sitting across the table competing with each other. Yeah, there was some trash talk and stuff like that, but in that moment, I knew I needed to try this sport, and I needed to try it now. So I asked the guys at Twin City Pullers, are you open to people joining you for practice? And they invited me on over. I was initially trepidatious, and I'll tell you flat out, I told my wife on the way over to my very first practice a month ago, if these guys immediately try to start hazing me, or if they're trying to tear my arm off because I'm a big guy, or teach me a lesson, etc., we're out of here. I'm 44 years old. This old dog can learn a new trick. It doesn't have to be this one. But when I got there, it was anything but that. They were welcoming. So many people, from the team captains, Will and Aaron, to just folks that love the sport like Alex and everyone else, and Phil, and too many people to name, took time out of their practice to make sure I knew what I was doing. Even guys who were semi-pro and pro decided to take time and show me around. They didn't treat me any different than any of the other new people that came in. Everybody got time. Everybody got focus. They made sure that I was safe, and when I was putting myself into what I thought was an advantageous position, they're like, hey man, you're putting yourself at risk here. You might tear your rotator cuff. You might actually give yourself a spiral fracture of the humerus. They showed me how I could hurt myself, how I could protect myself, and they made sure to take care of me at every single juncture. Because no matter how much you attempt to mitigate risk, it still exists. Naturally, being 265 pounds of pure steel and sex appeal, I lost a lot. I lost every single match, just over and over and over again. And it went that way for a couple of weeks as I learned. And all the progress that I've made over that short amount of time that I've been practicing thus far is due to the focus, the community, the coaching that folks directed towards me in the time that they invested in me. So I'm incredibly grateful. And I have learned that arm wrestling is the same as strongman and powerlifting in that in recent years, it's community focused. It is about supporting each other, even the guys that you are across the table from, across the bar, across the Atlas Stone. They're trying to help you. They may be competing against you in the moment, but as soon as that's done, they are cheering your name. They are trying to get you to do better. And I absolutely love that. I am hooked on it. And I'm getting pretty good.
Once I heal, I'm gonna be a problem.
But in the short term, I've got a competition. I've got a tournament coming up, the Keystone Classic down in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and I want to perform as well as I possibly can. I'll be going in as a novice, having never competed in any arm wrestling competition before, but this is what I want. And it's a fairly big event, so even though I'm going in novice, I don't expect to be dominating anybody, despite the fact that as you know, my left arm has healed up, it's showing that I am capable of putting that skill and that will into place. And I'm starting to take on some of even the stronger guys in our group, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. So if I can get my right arm to heal up to the same extent, I'm going to be a problem for some folks down there. This is a sport that is truly about skill and will. It's not just brute strength. I got brute strength. I'm stronger than 99% of the people on the planet. So if it was only that, I'd be crushing folks left and right. This is like chess while you're riding a lightning bolt. This is not just about brute strength. It's not just Hulk smash. It is so much so that a kid that weighed 100 pounds less than me, didn't have the use of his legs, was still able to beat me. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that he won every match against me, but this kid, Dusty, that I'm showing you here, he wore me out on the table. And I've decided to share with you the pull where he actually pinned me. And he did it with technique, he did it with style, and he did it with a good attitude. And that is what I love about this, is that kid got as much investment as me, despite the fact that he wouldn't be able to compete with us at our tournaments. He has to compete in other tournaments that use chair or that are specially designed for him. But that kid, he was welcomed with open arms. And every reason he should be. Because he's an absolutely amazing and motivating young man who's found something that he loved after a tragic accident, and he's finding a new way to achieve. He's finding a new way to improve himself. I absolutely love it for him, and I am proud to share my ass getting kicked by him. That young man makes no excuses, so no excuses for me. Even if it does hurt to raise my drink to my mouth. All right, guys, that's what I want to share with you today. I still have to give you the event recap, the powerlifting recap, where we took 6 athletes down, 5 of them medal, 2 got best lifter, 1 qualified for nationals, and I cannot wait to finish that. I did have to wait for everybody's permission, since some of them are minors, in order to share their information, to share their accolades. I now have all of that. I'll finish editing that video, and I will be sharing that with you in the next couple of days. So that's it for today's video. If you liked it, they got a button for that. If you didn't like it, they got a button for that too. I would ask that if you're watching this still, think about subscribing. About half the people that watch my videos, even though it's less than they used to, aren't subscribed. And it would really help me because, as it turns out, if you take about 2 years off and don't publish very many videos, the algorithm doesn't like you anymore. So let's fix that. Help me out. In the meantime, until I see you guys in the next video, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, and find some time to go fit yourself.
Oh my God, that smells so good.
Now I know I was scared because I almost grabbed you with my other hand.
You're getting burnt.
Come on, Wade, they told me you were strong.
Oh God, that's about it.
I am actually spent. I don't know if I'm even pushing against your arm right now.
I can't move it.
Oh my God. Oh.
It was too good.
He's dead.
That's a foul. Sorry. I know if you want me, you might take me down.